This is Hector Cisneros. I'm just going to talk a little bit about using Blogger today. I'm not going to show you how to set one up from scratch, but I'm going to show you how to just go into your site and poke around, do several of the different things that you would do every day. But here's what you would normally see once you log in to your Blogger site. So you're going to see over here, and this one is called Signs and Vehicle Wraps. So I'm just going to click on it. And the first thing you'll see is the overview page. The overview page essentially gives you all kinds of information about the site itself, and it also gives you access to all the different features, which if you see over here on the left hand side of the navigation bar. So the first thing that should jump out at you is that you have stats or statistics on your blog, and this is a brand new blog, so you noticed on this day on July 9th it had 10 views and so on. If you click over here on posts, which is the second item, it shows you the articles that have been written so far. So right now there's only one article written and published. If you had several that were in here, they were like outlines or whatever, and they weren't published, they would show over here that they were unpublished yet. If you had some that were scheduled to be published, those would also show up in here. And again, you can click on any of them and edit them and so on. So if I wanted to edit this article, I just click on edit. It'd come up and bring it back up to me. You can see that I can start working on the article. I can revert it to draft, I can close it, I can look at the HTML code that's in the article. And of course I can also do all these other little functions, which we'll get into more detail, but these are just editing functions. Bold, italics, underline, strike through. You can change the color of the text, you can change the color of the background, you can insert a link, you can insert a picture or an image, you can insert a video. Generally it's much easier to do if you're going from YouTube, obviously, because Google likes YouTube. You can insert page breaks, numbering, bullets, all kinds of different things. These are normal word processing type functions that you can have. Over here is the types of headlines that you're going to be using, the type of font, the size, I should say, the font, and then the type of font. And this lets you undo and redo if you make a mistake and so on. Over here on the right, many of you may not have this. I use a product called Samantha, and what it does is allows you to insert pictures into your blog. It also brings up related articles that you can then insert at the end of your blog and so on. Like at the end of this one here, you'll see there are blogs that are entered in and so on. You can also enter links and any kind of thing that you would normally do with any other blog. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to close this blog for right now so we can cover other features in here. So we're looking at posts. Pages have to do with what pages you've created. So your blog can have a home page. It can have any number of pages that you can create. Your home page is normally where the blogs show up, but you can create literally multiple blogs if you wanted to within a blog. You can have ancillary pages that support your blog. So for example, for our radio station, we have a notes page. Every 6 months I create a new notes page. So here's where you would do that. If you want to create a new page, you would just click on new page, and then you could just type in the information. If it was a page somewhere else, you could do that thing too also right here. So you could also make it so it doesn't show any of these other types of tabs. You can tell it where you want it to show up and so on. In your comment section, it's if somebody makes a comment on your blog. This allows you to either publish the comment, or you can go in and delete the comment even, and you can even mark it as spam so that Google will then stop them from doing that in the future. The Google Plus feature here allows you to set up plus marks so that you can bump them into your Google Plus. The stats feature is one of my favorite. It allows you to look at the overview of your stats. You can look at which have the most posts, and of course this one only has one. It tells you the traffic sources, audience, who's reading it, what kind of browsers are they using, what countries in the world are looking at it, and so on. And what's interesting about this, a brand new blog, 10 people in Russia looked at it, only one in the US looked at it, so that's sort of interesting. Now, just like any blog, you can monetize Blogger. So you can use AdSense to put in ads and all that kind of stuff. It lets you do a lot of really cool things that way. The part I really want to talk about in this video is a little bit about the template, so you can create different views. So this is the current view of the blog, and it also automatically makes a mobile blog for you, but you can change it to whatever you want by just clicking on one of these things and saying apply. You can have dynamic view blogs, which I really don't like to use for technical reasons. I really believe that Google doesn't like to evaluate technical or dynamic view items more than regular items. So, but you can see that there's all kinds of different pre-built looks and feel that you can change, and then not only that, you can go far beyond this. When you go into the blog itself, you can edit it 19 ways from Sunday. So that's under the template area. If you look on the layout, this is what the layout of the blog is itself, and it allows you to enter gadgets for different types of things. So it says right here, it says Google Plus followers. Once you upgrade your blogger profile to Google Plus, add the new Google Plus followers gadget to your blog so that readers can add you to their circles. So all you got to do that is, you go in here. I'll show you where it is in a second. Let me close this real quick. But you see where it says add a gadget? You can go in and add any kinds of different gadgets that you want very easily to your blog. The last item that I want to talk about right now is the settings item. The settings item allows you to set the title. Here's the title for this blog. You can add a description if you want. You can set privacy settings. You can come up with an address, and you can also buy a URL and then use that as the URL address and so on. And then you can set up your blog so it has multiple authors. This one here has Rebecca as the author. And you can determine who can read the blog. You can make it so that they have to subscribe to it or not subscribe to it and so on. That's a lot of the features that I have here. I'm going to go into the posting feature. And I'm going to click like we were going to make a brand new blog. So you notice we come in here. At this point in time, what I would normally do is I would open Word, and I would have already written my blog in Word. And then I would just copy it and paste it. So this one has, notice it already has bullet points on it, so I'm going to remove those because I like them to be as clean as possible. I find that if I work in Word and I save the documents as a rich text format, I have a lot less problems. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as RTF instead of the regular document type. It has a tendency to strip out a lot of the extra HTML code that Word puts into the document. So I'm clicking back over here on Blogger. I'm going to do a paste. I just did a copy and paste. Notice it doesn't have all those tabs in it, but if I wanted to make them a tabbed item, I can just highlight it. Come over here, boop, makes it a numbered one. Of course, I can go to the beginning of the document, and I'll just get rid of some of these extra spaces. This is by Hector. Cisneros. And the title would go up here. Everything you ever wanted to know about vehicle graphics. And notice my little spelling checker flag that is spelled wrong. So right here, I'm in here. You notice that I'm using all the features that are built into Google as much as possible. So I like to use a spelling check, so it helps me fix things. If I want to add some more text, I can go back out. And again, this pretty much works just like a regular word processor when you're in here in the editing area. So I'll go back out to my document. I'll grab this part, and I'm going to make it so I'm just going to undo the settings that are on it for right now. That way I'll copy it clean. So I'm just going to paste it down here again. And notice it just goes in nice and clean like that. If I wanted to make it into something else like bullet points, I could do that too. At the end of the document, when I'm using Samantha, I might go in here, say there's built-in tags like this word meta tag and Google, and I'll just click on these guys because these words are in my document, and that gives me additional links within the document, and those links actually help the document get better rankings. With Samantha running, I can actually also plug in other things in here. So say I wanted to put in an image right here, I can just drag it over, puts it in there, I can resize it, do any number of cool things with it. So make it medium. And again, if you wanted to insert a video, you could just come right here with your video. Let's say we want to put one right here. Click on video. I'm going to say from YouTube. Type in the subject I want to look for. I can select that one, and boom, my video's in here. If you have a salutation in your document that you write, you're normally going to put that at the end of the document that says who you are and so on. So your little bio would be there, and in there you would put your links for your company and so on. So I have one that I've done in Word. Should be able to find it with not too much trouble. I don't want to do that. I just want to open the document. Open a new document. Drive. Bio. Bio. You can make your bio big or small when you own the blog, so it's unlike when you're writing stuff for other people. And then at the end, I normally would go in and put in related articles. I just look for the ones that I think are cool and match what I'm talking about. That pretty much makes the bulk of the blog ready. I can preview it at this point. Click on it, it shows what it looks like. See here, it says preview over here. Scroll down, you can actually see exactly what my blog looks like. I can close this. I can also go in here and finish out the rest of the functions, like I can give it a label. So this article is about Google, YouTube, meta elements. I can also write anything I want in here, and about me. Okay. You could type any keyword you want essentially in here. So it could have been about vehicle graphics and so on. And when you're done with that, you click done. You go in and schedule when you want it to be. You can make it automatic, or you can set a date and time. So if I set a date and time, it asks me what date and time I want. Today's the 11th. I can make it at 3 p.m. And if I click done, it schedules it for 3 p.m. If I wanted to make some different kinds of links in here, I could do that. I normally don't do that either. I almost always put a location because I think that's just another link that helps. So I'm going to put in here Jacksonville, Florida. And I tell it to search, and it finds us on the map. Scroll down, I click done. Alright, that's the location piece done. Do have options. If there's one of these options that I wanted to change, I can do that. I normally don't change any of these items either. Then I'm pretty much done. So at this point in time, I could actually publish the article. I can save it. I can preview it. there's my article ready to go. Once I click published, it's published. Now you can delete a published article. So if you publish it and you decide, oh, that you don't want that out there, you can get rid of it. You can also go in here and edit any of these items. So like on the schedule where it said automatic, I set a date and time, I can make it automatic. Automatic means when you say publish, then it's being published right then and there. Okay. This article won't get published unless I tell it to be published. If I click close, it'll show up everything you ever wanted to know about vehicle graphics, but it says draft, and over here you'll notice it says draft and published. So that's pretty much what it takes to create an article and post it. It's not a big deal. You post it from when you're inside the article. So if I come on here and I click edit again, and I click publish, it's going to be published right then and there. So if I click publish right now, it's actually published out there. If I go out there and view, if I go out and view the blog, that shows up as an article that's out there. Okay, I can go in to my posts and I can change it. So you'll notice there's now, it says revert to draft or update, so I'm going to say revert to draft. I could actually just make changes and post the changes. So I can type in anything I want at this point in time right here, and then I could say update, and it would update the blog. Just made a minor change at the bottom, which everyone other would notice, but I took out some spaces here. But I can go back in at any time again, and I'm just going to edit it one more time, and I can say revert to draft, and now it's an unpublished document. So if I say save, preview, the preview is still there, but if I go to view blog, it's no longer showing up. You see that this only blog is still out there. So you have lots of options within the blog to do all kinds of really cool stuff. And it's relatively easy to do these things. So once you've done 2 or 3 of them, it really becomes a piece of cake for you. If you have any questions, be welcome to take your emails. You can reach me at hcisneros at W Squared Media Group or hcisneros at W2 Media Group. And I look forward to talking to you next time.